Winter mornings can be brutal, not just for you, but for your car. Cold starts put serious stress on your engine, and making the wrong move can lead to excessive wear, poor performance, and even permanent damage. But don't worry, most drivers don't realize these simple mistakes are ruining their engines. Are you revving too soon? Using the wrong oil? Ignoring your battery? These small habits can lead to massive repair bills if you're not careful. In this video, we'll break down the 10 biggest cold start mistakes that could be quietly destroying your engine. 10. Revving the engine right after startup. One of the most damaging things you can do to a cold engine is revving it immediately after startup. Many drivers think that gunning the throttle helps the engine warm up faster, but this actually does more harm than good. When an engine is cold, its internal components haven't reached their proper operating temperature. And more importantly, the oil hasn't fully circulated yet. This means parts like the pistons, crankshaft, and bearings aren't properly lubricated, leading to excessive friction and wear. Additionally, revving a cold engine causes a sudden spike in RPMs, putting extra stress on metal components that haven't expanded to their optimal size due to the cold temperature. Another issue is uneven expansion. Different parts of the engine warm up at different rates. If you rev too soon, thermal stress can cause cracks or damage to gaskets and seals. This leads to oil leaks or, worse, engine failure over time. To avoid this, start your engine and let it idle for 30 to 60 seconds before driving off. This allows the oil to circulate and coat all necessary components. If you need to drive immediately, do so gently, keeping the RPMs low for at least the first 5 to 10 minutes. By resisting the urge to rev a cold engine, you'll extend its lifespan and avoid costly repairs in the long run. 9. Not letting the oil circulate. Many drivers make the mistake of starting the car and immediately driving off aggressively, thinking the engine is ready to go. However, in cold weather, engine oil becomes thicker and takes longer to flow through critical components. If you put stress on the engine before the oil has fully circulated, metal parts will rub against each other with minimal lubrication, leading to increased wear. The purpose of engine oil is to create a protective film between moving parts, reducing friction and preventing excessive heat buildup. When an engine is cold, oil sits in the oil pan and hasn't yet reached crucial areas like the camshaft, pistons, and turbocharger. Driving hard right away forces these parts to move at high speeds without proper lubrication, accelerating long-term engine wear. Modern engines do warm up faster while driving rather than idling, but that doesn't mean you should floor the gas pedal as soon as you start moving. Even with high-quality synthetic oil, it still takes 30 to 60 seconds for proper circulation. For conventional oil, it can take even longer. To avoid this mistake, start the car and let it idle for a minute, then drive gently for the first few miles. Avoid high RPMs, rapid acceleration, or heavy loads like towing. By allowing the oil to fully circulate before pushing the engine, you minimize internal friction, extend engine life, and reduce the risk of premature wear on bearings and seals. Ignoring this step may not cause immediate failure, but over time, this bad habit can significantly reduce your engine's longevity, something no car owner wants to deal with. The next pro tip would be that. 8. Using the wrong oil for cold weather. Oil plays a critical role in protecting your engine, so using the wrong viscosity in cold weather can cause serious problems. Many drivers don't realize that oil thickens in low temperatures, which can make it harder for the engine to circulate it properly. If your oil is too thick, it may not lubricate critical components fast enough, leading to dry starts, increased friction, and premature engine wear. Engine oil is classified by its viscosity rating, such as 10W40, 5W30, or 0W20. The first number indicates how well the oil flows in cold temperatures. The lower the number, the better it performs in the cold. For example, 0W20 oil flows more easily than 10W40 oil in freezing conditions, reducing startup wear. Using an oil that is too thick in winter can make the engine struggle to turn over, increase fuel consumption, and even cause oil starvation, where vital components don't receive lubrication quickly enough. This can result in scored cylinder walls, excessive valve train wear, or even complete engine failure over time. To prevent this, always check your owner's manual for the recommended cold weather oil viscosity. If you live in an area with extreme winters, consider switching to full synthetic oil, as it flows better at low temperatures than conventional or semi-synthetic oils. If you're unsure about your current oil, consult a mechanic before winter hits. Using the correct oil ensures your engine starts smoothly, runs efficiently, and remains protected from wear, even in freezing temperatures. Next one we gave is 7. Skipping regular battery maintenance. Cold weather, which is brutal on car batteries. Yet many drivers fail to check their battery's health before winter. This can lead to hard starts, dead batteries, and extra strain on the starter motor, all of which can damage your engine over time. Batteries lose power when temperatures drop, meaning they deliver less cranking amperage. A weak battery might still start your engine, but it forces the starter motor and alternator to work harder, which can cause premature wear. Worse, if the battery dies completely, jump-starting your car repeatedly can spike voltage levels, potentially damaging sensitive electronic components like the ECU. One of the biggest mistakes is ignoring corroded battery terminals. Corrosion prevents a strong electrical connection, making it even harder for your battery to start the car in cold weather. Additionally, many drivers fail to check battery voltage. Most modern car batteries last around 3 to 5 years, and if yours is nearing the end of its lifespan, winter can finish it off completely. To avoid this issue, inspect your battery terminals for white or green corrosion buildup and clean them with a wire brush and battery cleaner. If your battery is more than 3 years old, get it tested at an auto shop. For those in extremely cold climates, consider using a battery warmer or keeping your car in a garage to prevent excessive voltage loss. A weak battery doesn't just leave you stranded, it puts additional stress on your car's electrical system, reducing the overall lifespan of your engine components. Moving on to defrosting now. 6. Ignoring frost or ice on the engine bay. Most people scrape frost off their windshields and windows, but what about under the hood? Ice buildup in the engine bay is a hidden danger that many drivers overlook. In cold climates, condensation and freezing temperatures can cause ice to form around belts, pulleys, and sensors. If you start the engine with frozen components, belts may slip or snap, sensors may malfunction, and fluids like coolant or power steering fluid may freeze, causing serious mechanical damage. Another risk is that frozen throttle bodies or intake components can prevent proper airflow to the engine, leading to rough idling, misfires, or even a stalled engine. Some drivers pour hot water over their engine to melt ice, but this is extremely dangerous. Sudden temperature changes can crack plastic and metal components, leading to expensive repairs. To avoid these problems, check under the hood if your car has been sitting outside in freezing conditions. If ice buildup is present, let the engine warm up naturally, or use a block heater if your car is equipped with one. Avoid parking directly in the wind, as wind chill can worsen ice formation under the hood. 5. Using excessive accessories. At startup, many people who start their cars in winter, while it may seem harmless, this puts a huge strain on the electrical system, especially when the battery is already weakened by the cold. Your alternator is responsible for charging the battery and powering the car's electrical components. However, right after startup, it hasn't reached full output yet. If you overload the system immediately, it forces the battery to supply extra power, shortening its lifespan and potentially leading to electrical failures. This issue is even worse in modern cars with start-stop technology, where frequent restarts already strain the battery. Additionally, excessive electrical load can cause voltage drops, affecting sensors and even reducing fuel efficiency. To avoid this, start your engine first, let it run for 30 to 60 seconds, then gradually turn on accessories. This gives the alternator time to stabilize the voltage before additional loads are introduced. While it may seem like a small issue, overloading your electrical system on a cold start adds unnecessary wear to the battery and alternator, increasing the risk of winter breakdowns. Adding onto that, we have 4. Letting the engine idle too long. Many drivers believe that idling for 10 to 15 minutes is the best way to warm up a cold engine. However, this is not only unnecessary, it can actually cause long-term damage to your engine and waste fuel. Modern engines are designed to warm up faster while driving, not idling. When you let your car sit idle for too long, the engine runs in a cold, fuel-rich state, meaning more fuel gets into the cylinders than necessary. This can cause carbon buildup on spark plugs, valves, and the intake system, reducing engine efficiency over time. Additionally, prolonged idling means your engine isn't reaching optimal operating temperature quickly, which affects oil flow, fuel efficiency, and even emissions. In cold weather, excess fuel from long idling can dilute the engine oil, reducing its protective qualities and leading to increased wear on internal components. Instead of excessive idling, the best approach is to let your car idle for 30 to 60 seconds. Then drive gently for the first few miles. This allows the oil to fully circulate while warming up the engine naturally. Long idle times may feel comforting in winter, but they waste fuel, increase engine wear, and contribute to unnecessary emissions. If you want to warm cabin faster, it's better to drive slowly than to sit and wait. Up next, we got the 3. Driving aggressively before the engine warms up. Cold metal components which don't perform the same as when they are at operating temperature. If you floor the gas pedal or drive aggressively before your engine warms up, you are causing unnecessary stress on internal parts. Engines have many moving parts that expand as they heat up. When the engine is cold, pistons, rods, and bearings are slightly contracted, and the oil is thicker, making lubrication less effective. Hard acceleration forces these parts to move at high speeds with less than ideal lubrication, increasing friction and wear. Additionally, transmissions and differentials also contain fluids that need to warm up. Aggressive driving while these fluids are cold can cause gear wear, sluggish shifting, and long-term transmission damage. To avoid this, always drive gently for the first 5 to 10 minutes. Keep RPMs below 3000. Avoid rapid acceleration, and let the engine reach normal operating temperature before pushing it harder. By doing this, you'll extend the life of your engine and drivetrain components while ensuring peak performance. Second last one on our list is when 2. Forgetting to check coolant levels in winter. Many drivers assume their coolant system is fine without checking it before winter, but this can be a costly mistake. Your engine's cooling system plays a crucial role in temperature regulation, and in cold weather, coolant is just as important as it is in the summer. If your coolant level is low, your engine may overheat even in freezing temperatures. This happens because coolant also helps regulate internal combustion temperatures, and without enough of it, your engine can run hotter than it should, leading to warped cylinder heads, head gasket failure, or even a cracked block. Another mistake is using the wrong antifreeze mixture. If the antifreeze to water ratio isn't correct, the coolant can freeze inside the radiator or cooling passages, preventing proper circulation. Frozen coolant can expand and cause cracks in the radiator or engine block, leading to expensive repairs. To prevent this, check your coolant levels regularly and top up with the correct antifreeze mixture. If you live in an extremely cold climate, use pre-mixed winter-grade coolant designed to withstand lower temperatures. Ensuring your coolant system is in top shape can prevent engine damage and costly breakdowns in freezing weather. Last but not the least, we have 1. Ignoring your exhaust pipe in snowy conditions. One of the most dangerous cold start mistakes is starting the car while the exhaust pipe is blocked by snow or ice. This is an often overlooked issue, but it can have deadly consequences. When snow or ice obstructs the tailpipe, exhaust gases, including carbon monoxide, have nowhere to go and can leak back into the cabin. Carbon monoxide is odorless, colorless, and highly toxic. In a worst-case scenario, inhaling CO can lead to unconsciousness and even death in just minutes. If your car is parked in deep snow or a snowdrift, always clear at least 1 foot around the exhaust pipe before starting the engine. This ensures proper ventilation and prevents carbon monoxide from building up inside the cabin. Another precaution is never warming up your car in a closed garage, even with the door slightly open. Always start your car outside or in a well-ventilated area to prevent dangerous CO buildup. Ignoring this simple step can turn a routine cold start into a life-threatening situation, so always take a moment to check your exhaust pipe before starting in snowy conditions. Avoid these cold start mistakes that can damage your engine and shorten its lifespan. By following these tips, you can help prolong your engine's life and make your car last longer. So that's it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more useful content like these.